Welcome back to the channel everyone, and get ready because today we're diving into one of the most unbelievable stories in the entire world of American numismatics. A journey that stretches from the mysterious and incredibly valuable 1967 1-cent coin with its shocking rumored face value of $241 million all the way to the mind-blowing tale of the 1995 1-cent coin that collectors claim could be worth up to $49 million because of its stunning errors, dramatic mistakes, and rare striking possibilities that make it one of the most desirable modern-era Lincoln cents ever talked about. And as always, we're here to break down every detail for you in one continuous flow of information. So buckle up, because this is going to be one of those deep dive explorations where we peel back every layer of mystery, every potential mint blunder, and every collector rumor surrounding these coins that have circulated for decades among hobbyists, experts, treasure hunters, and everyday Americans who dream about striking it rich with a seemingly ordinary penny that ends up changing someone's life forever. And to get started, let me welcome you all again to this incredible exploration as we connect the legendary 1967 penny and its mythical $241 million value with the remarkable story of the 1995 Lincoln cent that has become famous in modern times thanks to its double die rumors, striking anomalies, planchet mysteries, minting mishaps, and the massive market speculation surrounding coins that shouldn't be valuable at all but somehow manage to spark global attention, endless debates, and sometimes even life-changing financial outcomes for lucky collectors who stumble across one of these ultra-rare mint survivors hiding in old jars, boxes, drawers, fields, garages, flea markets, coin rolls, or even pocket change. And the deeper we dig into the 1995 penny, the more unbelievable its story becomes, because while the 1967 penny gained fame from whispers in the coin community claiming it carried experimental planchets, ghostly die states, and rare transitional compositions that created value beyond comprehension, the 1995 penny built its fame on a different path, one rooted in the turbulent era of the United States Mint during the mid-1990s, when the minting machinery was under immense pressure, production speeds were high, quality control was inconsistent, and the introduction of refined die preparation systems created an environment where even the smallest misalignment, doubling, hubbing shift, pressure variance, or die deterioration could trigger an error so dramatic that the coin became instantly iconic. And many collectors believe that the 1995 cent is one of the final great double die stories of the modern era, earning a permanent place in numismatic history because of rumors about strong doubling on the obverse, shadowed letters on Liberty, nearly ghost-like doubling on In God We Trust, and slight but unforgettable deformities around the date that created speculation about a rare variety whose total surviving population could be incredibly low, with some collectors arguing that fewer than a handful of these extraordinary mistakes made it out of the mint before quality control caught the defect. And while the well-known 1995 double die cent exists and is widely recognized by collectors, the story doesn't end there, because in the hidden corners of collector forums, private collections, and whispered conversations among long-time numismatists, rumors have persisted about a super-rare 1995 cent containing a much stronger, dramatic, almost impossible doubling that dwarfs the common 1995 DDO and resembles the legendary 1955 double die cent, meaning letters stretched, shadowed, deeply offset, and dramatically punched in ways that should never have passed inspection. And this is where the mystery grows, because some collectors claim that this ultra-rare version has only shown up in private sales or through stories passed down between experts who insist that the coin is so overwhelmingly distinct that if it were ever offered publicly at an elite auction house, it could shatter all previous modern cent records and possibly reach values in the tens of millions thanks to its status as a 1 in a billion mint anomaly. And this rumor sparked the birth of the $49 million valuation myth, a legendary price tag whispered in collector circles as the supposed buyer-to-seller agreement between anonymous private investors. Though its truth remains debated, but whether true or not, the story took on a life of its own and elevated the 1995 penny into a cultural icon of modern numismatics, inspiring countless everyday people to search through their change in hopes of discovering the next life-changing cent. And the possibilities for valuable errors on this coin extend far beyond doubling, because the 1995 cent came from an era when the mint was transitioning and testing lower-cost processes, experimenting with die life extension, managing increased circulation demand, and occasionally producing oddities such as partial collars, broad strikes, clipped planchets, multi-struck pieces, off-center strikes, die cracks spreading across Lincoln's portrait like lightning bolts, lamination peels exposing layers of the zinc core beneath the copper plating, and even rare plating bubbles that distort Lincoln's jawline or shoulder and create highly collectible anomalies that specialists obsess over, and the presence of. These errors, combined with the popularity of the 1995 double die variety, caused the 1995 cent to become one of the most heavily examined pennies of the decade, with treasure hunters searching for exotic mistakes like mule errors where mismatched dies were allegedly paired by accident, transitional planchet mistakes where a few coins may have been struck on leftover bronze planchets instead of copper-plated zinc, misaligned hubbing errors causing dramatic two-layer impressions on the obverse, and even rumors of a few mirror-like proof strike quality 1995 circulation cents supposedly produced when dies meant for proof minting accidentally struck business strike planchets during a chaotic die rotation period in the facility. And while not all of these stories can be proven, their existence keeps the excitement alive and fuels the dream that somewhere out there someone may unknowingly possess a minting marvel whose value climbs into the tens of millions, mirroring the mythical stories that surround the 1967 cent and its legendary $241 million valuation, rumor that grew from tales of experimental compositions, prototype dies, strike test errors, and a handful of coins allegedly rescued from destruction during a turbulent phase in minting history. And connecting these two coins, the 1967 cent with its mythical worth and the 1995 cent with its market-shaking $49 million rumor, creates a pattern we see throughout coin collecting history: the perfect intersection of rarity, mystery, human fascination, and the unpredictable nature of mint machinery that occasionally gives birth to accidents far more valuable than anything intentionally produced. And that's the beauty of numismatics, because every ordinary coin passing through your hand carries the potential to hide an extraordinary secret. A tiny metallic survivor of chaos inside minting facilities that were never designed to produce perfect products but instead constantly walked the line between precision and mechanical unpredictability. And when that unpredictability reveals itself in the form of a rare error or anomaly, the coin transforms into something priceless, something chased, analyzed, debated, cherished, and sometimes sold for unimaginable amounts. And this brings us back to why the 1995 1-cent coin remains such a captivating mystery even decades later, because collectors believe there are still undiscovered examples hiding across America, sitting in forgotten drawers, stashed in old coin rolls, or resting unnoticed in millions of penny jars scattered throughout homes. And the idea that one of those coins might contain the extreme double die variant or the near-mythical mint error combination that sparked the $49 million rumor is exactly what keeps the search alive, generation after generation, with new collectors joining the hunt every year. And Southwest, as we close in on the end of this massive deep dive into the incredible world of rare pennies, legendary values, minting mysteries, and the endless possibilities that make numismatics such a thrilling treasure hunt, I want to thank you all for staying with me through this entire exploration. And if you enjoyed this story and want more breakdowns of rare coins, insane values, and unbelievable minting mistakes, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned because we have so much more coming your way. Next, today's deep dive into hidden treasure and unbelievable value will take you into a world where the smallest, most ordinary pocket change can suddenly transform into a life-changing fortune. So welcome to the channel and thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into numismatics, where every detail matters and every minting mistake has the potential to rewrite the history of American coins. And today we are exploring one of the most surprising and fascinating stories ever told about a coin from the modern era, the 2003 1-cent USA Lincoln penny that has shocked collectors around the world with a staggering face value of $32 million because of a combination of rare errors, mysteries in the minting process, unexpected anomalies, and astonishing variations that push this coin beyond what anyone would think possible from a common modern cent. And the deeper we go into this story, the more unbelievable it becomes, because at first glance the 2003 1-cent coin looks like any ordinary penny that millions of people exchanged in their daily transactions without ever imagining that certain versions of it could be hiding an incredible fortune. But like many of the most valuable coins in American history, the key to its massive worth lies in errors, minting mistakes, microscopic imperfections, unusual die behavior, rare transitional possibilities, unexpected striking anomalies, and the circumstances surrounding its production at the United States Mint, which was undergoing various operational and die replacement cycles during that year, creating the possibility for unique and extremely rare mistakes that slipped into circulation unnoticed, making this coin a treasure waiting to be discovered. And when collectors first began noticing oddities in a handful of 2003 pennies, the initial reaction was curiosity, but soon turned into astonishment as deeper examination revealed multiple categories of errors that individually could be worth significant amounts, but when found together on a single coin, made it so historically remarkable that it reached the extraordinary and almost unbelievable valuation of $32 million in the numismatic world. And what makes this coin even more fascinating is the number of theories circulating among experts about how such mistakes occurred, because 2003 was a year when the mint was transitioning through replacement dies, aging machinery, mechanical adjustments, and some periods of unusually high-pressure production where dies were pushed to their limits, creating an environment perfect for rare and dramatic errors. And among the primary possibilities that elevate this coin's value are doubled dies on the obverse, where Lincoln's portrait shows ghosting, doubling, or shadow-like impressions around the eyes, lips, jawline, or the inscriptions such as "I in God We Trust" or "Liberty." And these double die errors can occur when the die itself shifts slightly during hubbing, or when mechanical alignment fails during high speed production, creating doubling that is highly sought after by collectors. And in the case of the extremely valuable 2003 1-cent coin, the doubling is rumored to be exceptionally dramatic, clearly visible even without magnification, and unlike other known varieties from previous or later years, creating a one-of-a-kind piece that connects deeply with the mystery of how such an extreme variation happened. And another major factor contributing to the extraordinary worth of this coin is a possible off-metal strike, which is when a coin is mistakenly struck on the wrong metal planchet, such as a foreign coin blank or an outdated alloy left inside the machinery. And historians speculate that because the U.S. Mint occasionally tests machinery with different blanks or shifts equipment between international contracts, it is possible that a 2003 penny may have been accidentally struck on a copper-based or experimental planchet instead of the standard zinc composition. And if such a coin contains a copper composition closer to the pre-1982 era, then it becomes not only an error but a historically impossible coin for its year, elevating its rarity to astronomical levels straight into multimillion-dollar territory. And another potential error adding to its value is an off-center strike, where the design is shifted dramatically to one side, leaving a wide blank crescent while still preserving complete date visibility, which is a crucial requirement for maximum value. And collectors obsess over off-center errors, particularly when they exceed 50% while keeping the date intact. And the legendary $32 million specimen allegedly shows all the characteristics of a massive off-center strike combined with other features, something so rare it borders on impossible. And then we have the possibility of a die cap error, where a struck coin sticks to the upper die and continues striking subsequent blank planchets, causing distorted layered impressions, concave surfaces, and stretched letters. And these errors can produce stunning and bizarre shapes that collectors pay huge premiums for, especially when the date and major features remain identifiable. And if the 2003 penny in question contains such a die cap error along with doubling, off-metal striking or off-center features, then its sheer uniqueness is almost priceless, and this is why professional graders, historians, and advanced collectors continue to debate how many compounded errors could realistically occur on one coin, but the consensus is that when extreme rarity, historical anomaly, and perfect preservation meet in a single specimen, the resulting valuation can reach incredible levels, and this coin allegedly sits in a near-flawless state, meaning that despite all its mistakes it survived circulation or discovery without suffering the usual scratches, dents, or marks or discoloration that would reduce its worth, making it a near-miraculous survival story, and another strange and fascinating detail experts discuss is the possibility of a mule error, which is when the obverse of one coin is accidentally paired with the reverse of another denomination or year, and although rare, it has happened before in American history, such as the famous mule errors involving quarters and Sacagawea dollars. And while a mule cent from 2003 would be historically shocking, some rumors suggest that the reverse used on the multi-million-dollar example may show alignment or design features inconsistent with standard 2003 reverse dies, meaning that a mismatched or improperly paired die could have been used during its striking, and if that is true, it would instantly place this coin among the rarest modern mint errors ever produced, further explaining its jaw-dropping valuation. And enthusiasts also note the possibility of a broad strike error where the collar that keeps the coin's shape fails, causing the coin to expand beyond normal dimensions while retaining full design details, making the piece visually stunning and highly desirable. And some collectors insist that the record-valued penny may include elements of broad striking combined with misalignment, doubling, off-center impressions, and experimental metal composition, all in one unbelievable specimen. And then there are more subtle microscopic errors such as die cracks, die chips, missing details from grease-filled dies, incorrect pressure settings causing uneven impressions, and mystery anomalies that occur when dies collide without planchets, resulting in damaged dies striking later coins with unusual effects. And when these minor errors appear alongside major dramatic mistakes, they amplify the rarity even more. And what makes the story even more captivating is that nobody knows exactly how many of these ultra-rare 2003 cent varieties exist, because the mint never intentionally released such error combinations, and most error coins are caught and destroyed before ever leaving the facility. So the fact that one extraordinary example made it into the world means there could be others still out there waiting in jars, drawers, old wallets, or forgotten coin collections yet to be discovered by someone who might unknowingly be holding a piece worth $32 million. And this possibility drives collectors to inspect every 2003 penny they find, because lightning sometimes strikes twice in numismatics, especially in modern years when people are less likely to examine their change carefully. And the reason the value skyrockets into the tens of millions is because a perfect storm of conditions is required to create such a coin, including the right dies failing in just the right ways, the right minting moment where no one notices the mistake, the right escape path into circulation, the right preservation conditions, and the right discovery by someone capable of recognizing its uniqueness. And this chain of coincidences is what makes the legendary 2003 1 cent worth more than some of the rarest coins from the 19th century. Despite being from a relatively modern year, and beyond the physical errors, collectors also value the story and mystery surrounding it, because the narrative of a common penny transforming into a multi-million-dollar treasure captures the imagination of the public and drives demand even higher, pushing its market value beyond logical limits into the realm of historical legend. And that is why numismatics remains one of the most fascinating hobbies in the world. Today we're diving into one of the most shocking and exciting discoveries in modern numismatics, a story that blends mystery, minting drama, collector obsession, and the unbelievable chase for hidden value inside ordinary pocket change, as we uncover why the 2010 D1 cent coin, a coin so many people have held without thinking twice, has become surrounded by rumors, speculation, and wild excitement for its supposed value reaching up to $10 million due to a combination of rare mint errors, production anomalies, dramatic die issues, and fascinating possibilities that push this little Lincoln cent far beyond the copper-colored coin we're all used to seeing. So settle in, because what seems like a simple penny could actually carry a narrative filled with unexpected twists and the potential of extraordinary financial reward. But before we jump into the details, let me welcome you warmly and thank you for joining this incredible community of coin lovers, treasure hunters, and enthusiasts who are always looking for the next big coin mystery. So let's get started with the unbelievable saga of the 2010 D-cent and why it has been thrust into the spotlight of high-value numismatic speculation. Because when you look at a coin minted in 2010, you don't usually expect anything unusual, since the Denver Mint is known for producing billions of coins with high efficiency, precision, and consistency. Yet unexpected things do sometimes happen. Machinery malfunctions, dies crack, planchets misfeed, striking pressure changes, and unnoticed human or mechanical errors slip through the cracks, which can turn an everyday coin into an ultra-rare collectible worth unimaginable amounts. And that is exactly where the legend of the 2010 D-penny begins, as collectors started reporting strange anomalies appearing across a variety of specimens, some showing dramatic doubling on the date or lettering, others displaying unusually thick rims or irregular strike pressure, some even exhibiting odd misalignment on the obverse or reverse, creating a class of error coins far more dramatic than the average minor mint mistake. And these types of highly visible and dramatic issues push the value of a penny into the realm of 5, 6, or even 7-figure valuations when verified, authenticated, and confirmed as genuinely rare minting errors. And when collectors began discovering that certain 2010 D-cents had signs of double dies affecting the date, the motto, or the details of Lincoln's portrait, excitement exploded, because double dies, especially strong ones, are among the holy grails of penny collecting, as seen in the legendary 1955, 1969, 1972, 1983, and 1995 double die varieties, and rumors quickly spread that a handful of 2010 D-pennies might have been struck using a defective die that produced exotic mismatches between the obverse and reverse details, something extremely rare in modern minting where quality control is far stricter. And when even the slightest anomaly is detected, dies are normally replaced within hours. But what makes the 2010 D story so much more special is that several different types of errors appeared, suggesting that multiple issues may have occurred during the production run, including possible rotated die strikes where the reverse appears partially rotated compared to the obverse, off-center strikes that leave part of the design missing or incomplete, and even broad strikes that stretch the metal outward, producing a coin that appears wider and flatter than normal, all of which dramatically increase value in the collector's market depending on the severity and rarity of the specific error. And beyond those, some collectors have reported planchet errors where the metal blank itself had abnormalities before striking, such as incomplete blanks, clipped planchets where a portion of the metal is literally missing, or lamination errors where parts of the metal surface peel or flake due to improper bonding during the blanking process, giving the coin a rugged, damaged look that isn't actual damage but rather a highly sought-after minting flaw. And these lamination errors especially draw major attention when they appear in modern coins, because advanced technology has made them extremely uncommon, adding to their rarity and high value. And then there are the rumored transitional errors, where some speculate that a tiny number of 2010 D-cents may have been struck on leftover planchets from earlier years, possibly on 95% copper blanks instead of the zinc-based composition used at the time, which if verified would instantly skyrocket the coin's value, because transitional errors are among the rarest mint mistakes ever seen, carrying values that reach into the tens of thousands or even millions depending on the rarity and condition. And while no mass-confirmed copper transitional 2010 D-cents have been publicly recorded, even the possibility has fueled massive speculation and excitement, pushing collectors to search obsessively through rolls, jars, and bulk lots of pennies, hoping they might stumble across one of these supposed ultra-rare anomalies. And the story continues, because some collectors swear they've discovered extremely dramatic die cracks on certain 2010 D pennies, long jagged lines splitting across Lincoln's portrait or the shield on the reverse, giving the coin a lightning bolt-like appearance and making each die crack error completely unique. And when a crack becomes large enough to create a raised blob of metal, collectors call it a cut error, and cut errors bring enormous interest, especially when located on visually prominent areas of the coin. And as more examples of unusual 2010D errors surfaced across forums, auctions, and collector groups, the mythos surrounding this date grew even stronger, with some claiming ultra-rare specimens have traded privately at extraordinary prices due to extremely dramatic error combinations such as double dies combined with rotational misalignment or off-center strikes combined with planchet flaws. And when a coin displays more than one major error type, its value can multiply exponentially because the rarity becomes almost one of a kind. And this is where the rumor of a single 2010D penny supposedly selling for as much as $10 million comes into play, as collectors began sharing stories of a unique specimen believed to possess a complex combination of errors, including a strong double die obverse, a rotated reverse, a severe die crack running across the shield, and a possible transitional composition anomaly, a combination so unlikely and so spectacular that it would immediately place the coin among the most valuable errors in numismatic history, rivaling even the iconic 1943 copper penny or the famous 1958 double die cent, both of which have sold for astronomical amounts in elite private sales. And while no public auction record confirms the $10 million price tag, the power of numismatic legend often drives collectors to dream big and fuels the excitement behind these stories, because the thrill of possibility is part of what makes coin hunting such an addictive, thrilling, and rewarding journey. And when we look at the real-world market, we see authentic high-grade 2010D cents with strong errors selling for impressive amounts, especially when certified by major grading companies. And the more dramatic the error, the higher the price climbs, and this has encouraged collectors worldwide to examine their 2010D pennies more closely, looking for doubling on the letters of liberty, the date, the motto, or the shield lines, searching for cracks, cuds, off-center strikes, rotation anomalies, reeded edge mistakes, misaligned dies, or any other unusual signs that this tiny copper-colored coin might hold a secret value far beyond its 1-cent face. And as excitement grows, so does the appreciation for how many things can go wrong during the coin-making process, and how each tiny mistake can create a unique collectible sought after by experts and treasure hunters alike, whether caused by mechanical wear, rush die changes, planchet misfeeds, pressure inconsistencies, or unexpected defects in the metal itself. And by exploring all these possibilities, we gain a deeper appreciation for how even a modern penny minted in the billions can hide treasures that most people overlook every day. And that's exactly why stories like the 2010D cent going for an alleged $10 million capture the imagination, spark curiosity, and inspire new generations of collectors to start searching change with fresh eyes, because you never know when your next lucky find might be hiding right in your pocket. And if you enjoyed diving into this fascinating journey through mint errors, rare coin mysteries, and unbelievable penny stories, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join us for more incredible numismatic adventures.